What's up, YouTube family? It's K-Star, and I am back with another video. I went to a post-op nutrition class today, and it was very interesting, so I wanted to share my experience with you guys and kind of get your feedback on it, because I learned some things today, and I heard some things today that were surprising. So, I kind of stumbled onto this class sort of by accident, didn't know what was going on today, didn't plan to attend it at all, but it happened to be going on when I went to go get my little Believe coffee drinks that I love so much. So I stayed and I hung out and I with about 5 other weight loss surgery patients who had their surgery not so long ago. I was definitely the veteran of the group, which was interesting. Everybody else was about 5 to 7 weeks post-op, and then I'm sitting over here 6 months post-op. So that was kind of awkward because I felt like they were all looking at me like, why are you here? Like when they first walked in before knowing, they're just kind of like, oh, when did you have surgery? Are you at goal? Which was really weird because I was, other than my nutritionist, other than Michelle, the woman leading the class, I was the smallest person in the room, which is really weird to say. I don't think I've ever thought that. So it was strange and interesting. But anyway, I just want to share with you guys what she said. And like I said, get your feedback on it. So she started out with saying, of course, you should eat protein first and you should start your day with protein, which you would think would be common knowledge for any person who's done even the tiniest bit of research about weight loss surgery. But there were a couple people in the room who confessed that they start their day with carbs. One guy said cereal. The other lady said that she was eating waffles and pancakes. I don't want to judge people or say that something is wrong, because I know everybody has their routine and they do what they do. And whatever works for you, that's awesome. But I thought that sounded a little bit crazy. I know some people do cereal or oatmeal or whatever, and that's cool. But the kind of cereal that this guy said he ate sometimes was a little shocking. He said mostly it's Cheerios, but sometimes he'll go for the sugary ones that have like marshmallows and stuff in it, which I thought was a little silly because we all know we shouldn't eat that. And I know everybody eats stuff they shouldn't, but to do it on a regular basis, I don't know. Probably not the best idea. And then the woman saying that she was eating waffles and pancakes, that blew my mind. That she could eat it because she was only 7 weeks out. At 7 weeks, there would have been no way that I could have kept anything like that down. And she said that she had been eating that stuff for a while. That we were talking about doing liquids, that Michelle, the nutritionist, is a big advocate for us to continue with the shakes if that's what we like to help us hit our protein goals. Like, even being as far out as I am, I still do shakes every day. She really likes that. And that's when this other chick chimed in and said that she never really did that phase. She totally just skipped the liquids and the mushy phase for the most part because she didn't prefer those things. And she's been eating real food since like the first week. And Michelle and I were both just like, are you serious? Like, how is that even possible? For one, because, I mean, you guys know me, I was like a vomit machine for a while. So I was kind of like impressed. I told her, I was like, you must have like the iron sleep from hell to be able to do that. That's almost impressive and kind of terrifying. And I'm like grateful that I can't eat like that. Like, I just don't even want to know that I can eat that. I don't even want to give myself the option. So that was a little shocking. But yeah, so she said protein first and start your day with protein. Okay, awesome. Check, doing that. And then she said a bit of feedback that she's gotten from other weight loss surgery patients is when you have your meal in front of you and you've got your portion of protein and then your portion of vegetables or whatever else you're going to have, that most women can do about 2 ounces and most men can do about 3 ounces. That definitely is true for me. 2 to 3 ounces of solid protein is about all I can handle. And then if I do 3 ounces of solid protein, if I can even get that in, there's no way I'm eating a side. Not happening. I have not been able to consume more than 3 ounces since surgery. And most of the time I can't even hit 3 before I'm full. Like, I have insane amounts of restrictions still, which is awesome. So, I know a lot of people can eat more than that. And I hope eventually I can eat a little bit more, but I don't want to push it. And that held true for pretty much everybody in the room, that 2 to 3 ounces was sufficient for all of us. So that was good. And then she said that a trick that a lot of people do is that they will take 3 bites of their protein and then move on to their side and eat like 1 or 2 bites of that. So kind of a 5 to 6 bite rule, which is weird because I feel like that if you're only eating, she said 3 bites of protein should be enough to get in as much protein as you need. And then you can move on to whatever else you're going to eat if you're going to eat anything else. And I had to wonder, like, how big are those bites? Because I cut my food up pretty small. I would say it's about, like, the size of, like, my pinky. Like, that's generally about the size of my bites. That's just kind of, like, what I try to do. There's definitely days where I get greedy. And I'll take bigger bites and I'll eat faster. But I get really uncomfortable really quickly. And then I can only get in, like, maybe an ounce or ounce and a half of food before my stomach just feels so uncomfortable. I just want to quit eating because I'm afraid I'm going to puke. And then I don't eat enough. And that's not good. So, I don't really follow that rule. I don't know if that's something you guys do, but I definitely don't do that. I take a lot of little bites and I try to chew a whole bunch and I eat pretty slowly so that I can actually get in the full portion of food instead of eating too fast and then ruining it for myself. So that was a new one for me, for sure. And then she was talking about things that we should all be able to eat because we're all at the point where we can eat pretty much anything. It's just about making good choices. And so, of course, she said, chicken, fish, shrimp, ground turkey, ground beef, steak, like all the solid proteins, and like try to limit your red meat. Most of us just ate chicken and fish. Not a lot of us eat a ton of pork, which I thought was interesting because I don't always tolerate it. I tolerate ham fine, but like sausage, stuff like that, I can't always do it. And that seemed to be true for most of us. And I guess because it's like more greasy. Same with real bacon. Turkey bacon, we all seem to be cool with, but real bacon, I can't do real bacon. I ate it once when I was at my grandma's house and I got, oh my god, so sick, and now I just don't. I don't even want it. And that's been a while back and I can't handle it. So that was interesting that we all kind of seem similar in that even the chick that could eat all the bread, she couldn't do like greasy bacon. So that was interesting. What else did she say? Of course, avoid the carbs and the starches and everything. And that's when this woman started confessing all of the bread items that she eats on a regular basis, and she acted like she didn't know that was bad, that was something that you should avoid. And so Michelle asked her, she's like, did you not come to the pre-op nutrition class? And she's like, yeah, I did, but I don't remember you saying anything like that. And of course I don't want to say anything to the lady, but in my head I'm just like, what planet are you on? Like, I don't know, I kind of felt like that seems to be a rule for everybody, is high protein, low carb. Right? I don't know. But she said she could eat chips, cookies, crackers, regular bread. Like, if I do carbs, it has to be crunchy. Like, I can eat pretzels, but not very many. I can eat corn chips, unfortunately. Things like wheat thins, stuff like that. I can eat a few of those. I can't eat a ton, but I can eat a few of those. But fluffy breads, like biscuits, or pancakes or waffles or like dinner rolls. Can't do it. And croutons, I'm terrified of croutons. I've said that before, but I've eaten them like 2 or 3 times since surgery. Just like I don't know why. Don't know why I torture myself, but I have, and I puke them up every time. Officially have a phobia of croutons, but she could eat all that stuff, which I thought was sort of impressive, but mostly just terrifying and silly. Because it's like, if you're not going to clean up your diet and you're not going to follow the program, why have the surgery? Because it won't work for you long term if you break all the rules. Like, you can cheat anything. So if you are going to sit around and eat a slice of pizza or ice cream or a piece of cake or whatever every 2 hours, yeah, it's going to be hard for you to lose weight. And her and another gentleman in the class, they both said that they drink animal milk, which was something that Michelle said that we should avoid, was animal milk. Like, fermented dairy was good, like yogurt and cheese and stuff like that was fine, but straight up cow milk, she doesn't want us to drink, which I don't tolerate that anymore anyway, and I don't like it, so I haven't drank it for a really long time. I've had a little bit of it, like I said in one video. I forgot to ask for a soy latte one time and I got a regular one. It made me really sick. But the 2 people that were struggling with their weight loss, out of the 5 of us, or the 6 of us, including me, the 2 people that said that they were only 7 and 8 weeks out were the people who were consuming the carbs and the cow milk. So I'm not knocking anybody's diet. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. Just pointing out a fact. that was the general consensus, at least for that room. And 6 people is a pretty small group, but still. I lost my train of thought. But anyway, and then she was talking about fruit. And this was something that I found out I had been doing wrong, was the fruit. She said, don't eat fruit by itself. To eat fruit with a protein, because that changes the way that you digest it, and the fruit doesn't turn to sugar as quickly or something like that. I eat fruit. I like fruit. But apparently I should be eating it with some form of protein, like peanut butter or a piece of cheese, because apparently eating fruit by itself is not good. That's what she said. And to eat more like berries and stuff like that, and apples instead of citrusy things, because citrus fruits have more sugar in them. And I think I did know that, but I wasn't like abiding by it, because I eat a lot of pineapples because they help settle my stomach sometimes. And I mean, she said it was okay to do that a little bit, but to try to incorporate eating a little bit of protein in with it as well. So that was interesting. I don't know if you guys have heard that one before, but I sure haven't. Same way with like good starches. Like, sweet potatoes are better than white potatoes, and even though most beans have more carbs than they do protein, it's like a better kind of starch, and that's better for us to eat than like white mashed potatoes or breads or whatever. So that was interesting. I didn't know that either. And she said that she wants us eating multiple times a day, which you guys know I'm so bad about. I'm so bad about only eating like twice a day. Protein shake in the morning and then eating something when I get home from work. Really bad about it. And that's probably why my metabolism is not where it should be at all. But she said she wants us to do whatever we're going to do for breakfast, like a shake, and then to have like a small snack, and then firm protein for lunch, small snack in between lunch and dinner, and then firm protein for dinner, and then try not to eat too late. But she's not a fan of fasting, which is interesting because I think I do that. Like, I don't mean to do it, but I think that's what I do, is I will have my protein shake in the morning, and then essentially I will fast pretty much all day long until I get off work, and then I'll come home and eat. And she said that was bad because it's like you've got this tiny stomach and you put a liquid in it in the morning so it doesn't really like expand too much. And then all day it's shrinking back down, and then you're trying to force sperm protein in it. And she said that could be a reason why I have such a problem with the acid reflux and the indigestion, is because I'm not feeding myself on a regular basis. And so it's like freaking my stomach out. I don't know if that's true. I have been better recently about taking breaks at work and feeding myself at work. So I have been better, and my acid reflux hasn't been better. It's actually been really, really bad lately. So I don't know. I just take the Prilosec and eat the Rolaids and deal with it because that's all I can do at this point. And she's not a big fan of the Prilosec or the Zantac because it doesn't actually treat the problem. It just soothes the symptoms. But I gotta do something because it is out of control. So that was the basic stuff that she went over. It was a lot of it was a recap for me, but a good recap. And then talking to other people about their surgeries was interesting. There's one woman there who originally had lap bands, and then she had it removed like 2.5 years later. 4 months after she had it removed, she then had BSG, and she loves the sleeves so much more, way less problems, and she's lost weight a lot faster. And she's 60 years old, and she has like a lot of other health problems that makes it difficult for her to exercise, and she's still lost like so much weight. So she must be really good about what she eats. And then we had the two people who were only a couple months out, and they had dropped like 25, 30 pounds really quickly right after surgery, and then totally stalled out, and they weren't losing anything, and they were super frustrated. And those are the people that really weren't sticking to the program food wise, and they didn't really talk about exercise, so I don't know about that. So again, not saying anybody's wrong, just saying. Fun fact. And then there was one guy in there who he had only had surgery like October 26th, I think he said. And he's already lost like 40 pounds. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of weight really fast. So he looked really good, and he was sticking to the program, wasn't having any problems. And we were kind of talking about if we were sick after surgery and talking about the acid reflux and everything, and he didn't have any problems like that. Apparently this has just been a cakewalk for him, so that's nice. Just goes to show you everybody's experience is so different. You've got it's just so personal. So personal. There's some things that seem to hold true for almost everybody, but there's so much of it that varies. So that was really interesting, and it was insightful and refreshing to be around other weight loss surgery patients and to kind of reiterate some old information and teach me some new stuff. So hopefully I can actually break into Wonderland soon and get this last 30 pounds off and get to my ish goal. I think I'm going to have to lower my goal. That's what I'm thinking right now, but we'll see. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys and get your feedback on it. And this is a long video. And I got some other videos that I'm going to try to make for you guys this week. So I will see you later.